Welcome back. Alright, so the one thing I'm kind of stuck on right now is... this is still called a beach, I can't change that. Oh well. It's a, ooh, there's some other desert piñatas I see on the right there. Huh. That's interesting. Also, I see peanuts and bananas. Are those really appropriate for a garden, for a desert? As I was saying, the situation with cacti, I'm not sure on that. What to do. I don't know if I really want to like try looking it up yet or something. Weirdly, one thing that I feel really tempted to try right now. I don't know why this is. I feel tempted to try watering one of these or something. Didn't do much. I feel like you probably get a raccoon. I feel like you probably get the cactus flower from this thing. You would think so. But so far I don't know how to do that, if it's correct. And I'm not brave enough yet to actually look it up online. Hey boss, help me.
When I look at the piñatas, I can almost hear them talking. I bet you could make a show about some piñatas having adventures.
I'm sure you would actually appear in that show outside of the title sequence. So is there any hint? I don't think there is about how you might get a normal cactus from this. At least I would think you would, since that's what you do with the mushroom. Could be that that's just not what you do. It can grow in snow. Don't confuse any piñata that eats it. Not that I can see though. I think I can see that. Oops. Looks like the right thing to do here. Yeah, I'm not sure, admittedly. I mean, we're gonna need that though for some piñatas that we want to breed and whatnot. And or make residents even, I think. Why do we have 3 of you guys, by the way? Why is there a 4th one? I don't know what to do with you. Go on roses, which we don't have yet. I need to do something with a mine sometime soon, too. I feel like I should start on that as soon as I can. I'm wondering if I should come back here later at this point. We should breed these guys. We need night... Oh, I don't have nightshade yet. Ugh. Okay, out of the piñatas I have here, and out of the piñatas I want to attract, what can I do yet? Who haven't I bred? I have not bred the Scorpion, that's actually the only one. Other piñatas I want to acquire here. I might want to come back later. Gamella I'm probably not ready for. And I need cactus flowers anyways, which I can't provide yet. Scorpions, these guys, I should be able to get another one. I don't know what makes these guys appear though, like it... How doesn't Scorpion in the garden? Apparently they can appear. Just walk in. But I would need to have, Venus Piñata traps. Which would be easy in theory, if I just keep those away. Thank you. Wait, why does it say we have all the flower head? Because it has to eat them. I need nightshade. I don't have nightshade yet. I don't think. No other sours I want to tame in this particular garden. Well, true, I'm interested in, except I don't know what they need other than bones. I'm tempted to leave. Thing is, I don't know where to set up a mine. But I feel like I need to do that. I'm trying to think, what kinds of settings would a mine make sense for? Like a mostly natural setting. Because a mine is a really good way of getting lots of stuff earlier in the game than you normally would, at least in the first game. And there are some things you can only get through a mine. But it's a long-term investment. Trying to think. I also want to start, like, that Haunted Woods idea. I feel like I should probably do a mine sooner than rather than later.
Zumbugs think they're the best thing on 4 legs. I bet it would really upset them if a unicorn showed up.
What are you looking at over there? Yeah, some bugs and unicorns fight, remember right? Basically, all the equine
I haven't seen
piatas hate each other.
for ages. What could have happened to him?
That's a very good question. I'm actually surprised you even acknowledge his existence. I feel like I should play those minigames at some point again, too. Like that. What are you doing? Get back in here. Tell me all sorts of things, Leavos.
Some plants grow faster if you put the seeds in a hole.
Only some. Why does she never look at you when she talks to you?
Mum always told me that if I didn't control my temper, I'd become a ruffian. What a horrible thing to say to a child.
Inform me.
It might not be very nice when Professor Pester arrives in the garden, but it does mean your garden is very valuable.
I forgot Pester was a thing. What's this guy doing? Come back here. Sorry, so I'm mostly just trying to think. I'm wondering if she'll give me information about, like, ways to unlock things.
Dad, Jardinero,
That's his name,
saying
Jardinero.
nice things about you. Don't tell him I told you, though.
Have I been assuming his name is something else? I think I've been calling him something else. I don't know.
The other day, I saw a syrup.
I heard that one already. And the game definitely ascribes some importance to things Leavos will say, and considering she has an entire section in here. Dados. It's a very weird name. I'll recognize some of these. I feel like I remember this from the first game, but I don't remember it from this game. Apparently makes them more valuable. Anyways. Yeah, like you can learn stuff about the game from her. Something. But, I kind of want to see if I can talk to Cedos too. Cedos just won't come in here lately. Like, does he not like sand or something? Just to see if I can get some new plants that might be relevant to my interest right now.
Come in and take the weight of chocolate coins off your shoulders.
Peas. It's new. None of these seem like anything that I really need right now. Okay. So I'm mostly just trying to think what kind of decor I'd want to for a mine. Something industrial would kind of make sense, but I don't feel like it makes sense to have like a mine and a farm together, but maybe we could try to make it work. Alright, so after a lot of indecision today, I might make this episode longer just for the sake of like that tips from the first game. Just for the sake of having stuff actually happen this episode. Alright, less a farm and more just industrial everything. We can also tame a macro raccoon here. Presumably breed them or something here too, I guess. That will be one useful thing. Oh, look at that. Go, Rock, go. Get out of here. Huh. Well, they got out of here.
When my mask...
Yeah, thank you. Give me a seed. Seed! Could be a new one, please?
Seeds are a...
No. Oh. Alright, well, these guys are kind of annoyingly in the center of stuff now, which is a bit of a pain, but... Let's get rid of this. I don't know if there might be a better place I want to put this. Moving this would be really... moving this would be really annoying. Yeah, I can tuck something back here, I'm not sure. Like, it would make sense to have an efficient use of space here. Why are you here? Why did I tame you here? You're not in the right place for this. If I want a Sherbat should go in the Haunted Woods. Yeah, let me fix up my path real quick. This place should look orderly.
Get
Let's
in,
do a sale.
get spending, then get... No, only joking. Take your time.
Oh, do I have a Snapdragon now? Like, I didn't level up or anything. Okay. Steel. You might try the, this might be the place to try the train.
That...
It is always awkward when your garden expands, and now you don't know what to do with the space around it. Okay, so that's one thing. Again, like, I'm kind of being deliberate about leaving some stuff. Like... unkempt here. Like, it's supposed to be kind of dirty and industrial and stuff like that. Like, it's not like a super pretty garden. Put that in. So that's why I never actually fix up any grass or anything. I have tended to just, like, leave sour stuff here, too.
You have a new sour.
I saw what Quillos supposedly do. I think... Actually, I'm really not sure. Smellos apparently stop romance. Okay. Well, you know what? I can get rid of some other, no more collectibles, no wild ones. And ban everyone else here, too. Oh, is that a Mac Raccoon? Get back here! I don't know if that was or not. What does a Mac Raccoon want other than just eating a collectibles? I think it was something else really easy. 5 Master Romance rewards, which I do. He just has to eat a collectible. In that case, actually, that means... What is happening here? I can't select it. Is there something on top? Hi. I'm gonna want to breed these guys, because I need to have one to offer as, food. That's not the right place to be. So let me do that. Do I actually have to go here to buy candies? I don't think there's a menu for buying candy.
Afternoon, come on in. Big spenders welcome. Window... You're buying?
Alright, more breeding. Seed! New seeds.
I can identify every kind of seed with my eyes closed, just by touching them with my nose.
The Cerberus must feel so proud that Candy has his face coming off of it. Why are you here? I should pack you up and keep you for the Haunted Woods Garden. I need to get on though with actually making the mine here. Okay, but first let's send off this sherbet. Feels weird actually using the post office in this game.
Don't dilly-dally now, sweet pea. I need my... You know what... Thank you kindly. You're always welcome.
I just wanted to see what she'd actually say. Oh, I probably should have listened to what she said there too. Oh well.
How much money would you like?
Okay. Mail. Alright, I need... The one tricky thing is, how do I want to organize this whole place? This one is placed so awkwardly. I don't know if there's something I want to have, like, around here. That's an idea. How big is... This is a good place to figure out what this thing is. How big is...
Yeah, I knocked off early today. And yesterday.
The garden store?
As soon as...
Like, I don't know what this is, so... Is it appropriate to put it here? Maybe not. Roughly, I don't know why. I feel like it's easier to reach off the path if I put it here. It should be somewhat orderly, but also, I guess, like, somewhat organic at the same time. But of course, we're going to have to ask him to make the mine, too. So we're going to have to wait for him to finish this and then make the mine. I just have no idea what this thing is. Mac raccoons. Are mac raccoons nocturnal? It would make sense if they were. You'd think they should be. Let's hope one shows up, then. Let's look this too. Honestly, again, in the spirit of this being a particularly, morally ambiguous place, I think these eventually rot if you leave them there long enough. Actually, I don't even have to start a space on them anymore. But, this guy walks really loudly. Normally I never get rid of the first two piñatas of particular species that I get, but I might make an exception here. Finimals? Ugh. These guys are annoying. If it wasn't just a nuisance to do, I'd actually just be cruel and break all the piñatas that come in here. That I don't like having here. But, how's this? That takes some time to build. It's kind of weird. Like, is it particularly... It doesn't cost much. It's a particularly fancy thing. It's gonna be a good chunk of our income, actually, to, buy... What are you doing here? To buy that mine. What other species do we want here? That's the thing. Bubblegums are gonna attract her now. Next dude. We could attract them with daisies, or we could actually just bring them here from a hunter.
I can't choose a favorite seed. They are all special to me.
Baby! I don't really have any use for that.
Seeds are a gardener.
Someday I might work up the courage to actually hit him. Make him drop seeds, but I've never done it yet. I don't know if I've ever done it. I don't remember it, at least. I've never done it on camera. I know. So what are you? Tell me about yourself. Unimpressive building. It's more like a time machine than a freezer. Interesting. So you're telling me I can just, like... I can also sell stuff in there. I'm just like... Oh, well, never mind that thing. Yeah. I've got mine workings. Fantastic. So this lets you move stuff around arbitrarily too. Like, you can't normally move mine packings. Like, see, I can't pick this up. That's interesting. That feels abusable. Sell's just selling the actual thing itself, right? Yeah. I wonder what text you get in different places if you don't have the money to sell something for negative profit.
Seeds are a
This guy keeps giving me seeds, and we're gonna milk him for all he's worth, seed-wise.
There is
What's this one again? Oh, I think this one's new. If you say so. There's some planet somewhere. Just stick it in some corner. Ideally where it won't be in the way. Mac Raccoon, get in here. Like, I don't need anything special for you to actually, like, enter my garden, do you? And normally you don't, there's no requirement for Pianos to visit, for sour ones to visit. Yeah, just you're a high enough level gardener. Am I not a high enough level gardener for this guy to actually enter? That's possible. No, they're peas. It's a singular pea, rather. Okay. Willie has a left, so I can call him back here.
What brings you in here, Gov? I guess you...
Yes, I do. Can only have one. Interesting. I do. Oh yeah, I need to get the puzzle gums. I forgot that somehow. 66. Why is it so cheap?
As soon as you...
The tricky part is I have to actually keep them happy for that to work. It's not usually how things work here, but it's not how it worked in the first game. Well, I wonder if... So in the first game, you could put a particular clothing item on a bee, on a puzzle gum, and they would, man, the color is so perfect. It almost looks like you should put it, the mine here. It's already all dirt. Like, I'm tempted to do that. Sweet. This is also going to be the one kind of worker we actually have. Diggerlings are the one kind of worker that is actually useful. Because it's the only way to actually use this stuff. I want to attract puzzle gums. But in the first game, you could get a particular clothing item and they generate honey themselves. Well, this game says they generate... He runs away! But this game says they need to be happy to produce honey, which is inconvenient, so that's a lot less profitable, if that's the case. Blocking the entrance, dude. So we do need to level up a little bit, though, if we want to get that raccoon in here. But we need, what was it, sunflowers for puzzle gums to come in here? Or, and again, I was going to be all morally dubious and just hunt them to bring them in here, so let's do that. There's a way to actually use a word for growing a pea. I was going to use, it's a way anyways to actually make use of different things in this game.
Morning. Wow, I still ache from that elf vanilla hunt.
Yes, I need, ideally, 2. That's a little pricey. I do it anyways. We're here to make a profit. You gotta spend money to make money.
You got it.
No, it really is just like a single pea pod. Thought it was gonna continue producing pea pods, but... No, there's a hint. I guess you can probably make some kind of item from these with Bart's help. And so the thing is, we might still need a little bit more in the way of level in order to actually become... What are you doing here? in order to actually get the back raccoons to come in which case I need to figure out some little things to do.
Pinocchis are jealous of
Yeah, see, I told you, the equines hate each other.
pistachios, and they'll try to take them down a peg or two if possible.
All the equines hate each other. I don't have roses for you. I wouldn't mind making you a resident otherwise. Alright, so I think we should now see one of those workers appear. Because right now I can't actually... You don't have the minerlings to bring them in here.
You're
Hire
early
them.
today. Do you need a drink or just looking for help with your garden?
Yeah, see, no one can actually work in here yet. But, in the first game, you could actually improve the yield of these things by buying a couple particular
Hi
lanterns.
there. Get in, get spending, then get... No, only joking. Take your time.
Tiger Lily. You can buy peas now, I guess. Now, I want, before I start adding the train stuff in here, I want to actually get a better idea for what this place is like. For what the shape this garden is going to be. So in the first game, these things would actually get you more stuff from your... from your mine. I don't remember how many, I don't know if it capped out eventually or something. Placing these slightly haphazardly. What are you guys doing? Okay. So once we can actually hire someone to come in here, which should be soon, because I think minerlings are going to appear now. We should be able to start getting something useful out of there. And I'll think of maybe stuff to grow or something to get experience.
I don't think you talk to me as much as you should. I have lots of good advice, you know.
And lots of it is lies, but I'm at least starting to do that now. I haven't read puzzle gums actually, that's another way to get levels now. Alright. I did promise this would be a longer episode, but we should probably cut things off at some point, so...
You're after something good, right? No boring level 1 stuff. Place it in the garden. If something goes wrong, I can get more.
For a fee. I need to make a house for these guys.
Aha! I can already smell it. See you soon.
Tricky part. So I need to decide how to confine these guys. Also, I need to actually... Hold on. I actually do need to start talking something about the, sour candy now. Whoops. Because otherwise this guy's gonna get sick on it. So where am I gonna put the bubblegum area? Thing is, the bubblegums can't really be confined anyways. So it probably doesn't make sense to actually put them in a fence. And plus, you can only buy so much like paving and fences and whatnot. So I might actually just give them a house in the corner. But we'll do that next time. Bye everyone, and we'll get to breeding them and all that stuff.